fish on. Fish on the Dick Knight. Woo! Might have lost him. No, he's still there. That didn't take long. He's not huge. He's going back, but I will show him to you here. I'll just lift him up, shake him off. Oh, there he went. All right. Howdy folks, Cal Kellogg here. It's once again time to talk about Dick Knight spoons. Now, I hooked that fish probably in the first 30 seconds I had my gear in the water at Lake Davis. I was actually kind of surprised. That fish flopped off at the side of the boat. I was going to let him go anyway, but it's kind of rare when you lose a fish on a Dick Knight spoon, and we'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about Dick Knights in general. This is here's my selection of Dick Knights. Let me hold an individual spoon up for you. I'm back. This is one of my absolute favorite Dick Knights. Look at that little guy there, little copper spoon. Now this is a spoon, it's old school, you know. A lot of guys, you meet a lot of guys out trout fishing, they don't even own a Dick Knight spoon. And that's a mistake because this lure has, well, really 3 really solid applications for trout fishermen. Application number 1, the trout bite is tough, and you know my policy. When you get into a tough trout bite, ultimately, I recommend you break out natural bait. But before you do that, you need to slow down, you need to downsize. And this is the ultimate slow offering when the trout bite gets tough. Doesn't matter if you're at French Meadows up in the Sierras, Lake Davis, Folsom Lake, trout bite gets tough, downsize with a Dick Knight, and got a real good chance at getting hit. You know, you can run this spoon right here, the wee Dick Knight, you can run this thing at 1 mile an hour, just barely moving. If your boat's floating, you got a decent amount of breeze, you don't even need to run the motor. Just keep the boat straight, get this guy out, you know, 60, 100 feet from the boat or the kayak. Just let it, you know, do its thing, and works very well. The other application for a Dick Knight spoon is at a place like Lake Davis, where the trout feed primarily on bugs. And they're used to small offerings, they're used to looking for small stuff. This is not the time to bust out your 4.5-inch salmon spoon and start trolling at 4 miles an hour. That kind of stuff works at Shasta. Those fish are tuned into grabbing big old minnows and gobbling them down. That's how they earn their living. But at Davis, that's not the case. At places like Eagle Lake, that's not the case. Those trout spend a lot of time feeding on little tiny offerings, and a little tiny spoon like a Dick Knight often works very well at lakes like that. That's why I started out the day at Davis with the Dick Knight. Now, it paid off right away, and I had to kind of dial in the bite, and I changed lures. But the Dick Knight, it enabled me to have immediate success. Application number 3, shore anglers. Now, everybody knows about putting a water bobber on your spinning rod and using it to fire out usually a black woolly booger fly and slow rolling it under the surface. You want to break out of the crowd, you want to show the trout something different. Instead of using a woolly booger, put on a tiny Dick Knight spoon. Now, these things come in a variety of different colors, so you can kind of tailor the color to the situation. I primarily use 3 colors with a couple variations. I use copper, I use gold, and I use chrome, and I'll mix in the ones that have the orange bud on them. That's pretty much it. It's a very subtle offering. It's a lure that works very well, anywhere from 1 to 1.5 miles an hour. Larger ones maybe up to 1.8, 2 miles an hour. They have a ton of action, a ton of flash, and a tiny small package. You know, it's not an invasive lure. It doesn't put the fish off. If the fish are off the bite, it's not going to scare them. If they're used to feeding on bugs, it's not going to blow them out of the water. And they flat out fish. Now, let's take a look at the hook on this little guy. These do not come equipped with a treble. They come equipped with a needle sharp J hook. Hooking on these is usually very good. If you find yourself in a situation where you're missing a few fish, you might want to offset that point a little bit. And I have a video here on the channel about that. But you just kind of bend the hook point out a little bit, and you'll get a better hooking ratio. These hold fish very good. I've landed trout up to 4 pounds on these little guys and have no problem landing them. And a final thought, they are very good. They're a very good spoon to tip, but you can't blow them out of the water with too big of a piece of meat on there. It'll kill the action. My favorite way to tip a tiny dick net like this, you can put a little tiny strip of worm on there, but what I really like to do, especially in the fall, take a salmon egg. Color's optional, could be orange, could be yellow, could be one of the red ones. Take that salmon egg and smash it in your fingers. Smash it, smash all the juice out of it so it's not round anymore. Then just hook the skin on that hook. It's going to give the fish, something visual to strike at. It's going to add a lot of scent to the presentation, but it's not going to add a lot of drag, and it's not going to affect the action of that lure. That's a secret for the high Sierras. Guys have been doing that. Guys at Fish Stick Nights, they've been doing that for years, and it is highly effective. Just take that salmon egg, take the old Potski, balls of fire egg, smash that egg flat. You're going to get your fingers are going to be all pink at the end of the day. And hook that skin on that hook, get it out behind the boat, and it's going to work for you. I guarantee it. Anyway, actually, there's a fourth application. I'm going to share this one. This one, guys don't want you to know about, but it works. If you're in a stream, you can cast these things out. These work great on the Sacramento below Redding, where there's all those wild trout in there. Like when the salmon smolt are going downstream, or the small shad smelt are going downstream, guys just take these and they side drift them like they're bait. Don't add any action. Cast it out, drift it on a semi-tight line. The trout will whack these things when dead drifted, side drifted in the current. Anyway, there you go. 4 applications. 3 I was going to talk about, and that 4th, that's just a bonus. If you don't have Dick Night spoons, you need to add some to your box. I don't use them every time I go trout fishing, but they can be a day saver. Dynamite. Comes in small packages, guys. Anyway, I'm Kel Kellogg. Just some food for thought. The next time you're in a tackle shop looking for lures, throw a couple Dick Nights in the old cart there, and you'll use them. You'll be glad you did. Anyway, I'm Kel Kellogg. I'm signing off. If you're looking for trout gear, no Dick Night spoons in there right now, but click on over to the Fish Hunt Shoot Productions store. We got rods and reels and stuff in and out of there all the time. My signature series, grubs, tubes, all that kind of stuff's in the store. So check that out. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, guys, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost a penny. And without you guys, there wouldn't be a Fish Hunt Shoot Productions YouTube channel. So anyway, thanks for all the support. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll be back here on YouTube real soon. This is Kel Kellogg, and I'm signing off.